Hi everyone, this is my video on my mini project um, that we are doing for class. My mini project is actually on digital citizenship, and as in the website you've probably already read, I decided to do this project because um, my students are fifth graders and they have a lot of knowledge of like social media and social media websites and such, and they always talk about their Instagrams and they talk about their Facebook or whatever it is. And I often wonder what they post there. I often wonder if their parents even know that they have it open, or whatever goes on in their world. And so in our classes we had been talking about digital citizenship in the first session of this school year. And I thought, well, have never thought about digital citizenship before, and I have never taught it to students. So that kind of got the idea going, along with just talking with the students and hearing them talk about their personal, websites that they have. And I remember one time we were doing our Wikispaces, a forum post. So I posted a forum. Of course, I made sure that the discussion was monitored, and so they were sending emails to my email account. And I have 26 students per class, and I noticed that um, I had over 100 emails, and I'm like, why do I have so many emails? And little did I know that the students were using their wiki at home, and they were responding to each other in a way, of course, students talk with each other, no foul language or explicit language or anything like that, but more like it was in a scholarly conversation. It was more like a text messaging conversation. So I, as a teacher, had to take a step back and not be mad at the students because I wasn't explicit enough with letting them know, like, hey, this is not the point of the wiki. Our wiki is, for scholarly purposes. Think of how we speak in class and how we address each other and so on and so forth. And as soon as I addressed the students with that, they were fine. And they used the wiki exactly how I needed them to, and we didn't have any issues. So it made me think, well, we need to explicitly teach digital citizenship to students, and we need to develop these lessons, and it's a daunting task if we think about it. Um, Not many adults, may know about digital citizenship or what that means, and then let alone start thinking of ways to build lessons around it. And it's a lot of work unless you've had experience in curriculum writing or have had experience teaching lessons like this. I mean, it's hard to do. So digital citizenship is something that I believe is very important because we have to start cultivating scholars um, with more consciousness. At our school, we often talk about our values, our core values that we want our students to embody, but we also think that we also need to start thinking about how they need to start, acting in the digital world, and how the digital world, is not only connected by our local community, but it's a worldwide community. So um, I wanted to show you a great website. This is called commonsensemedia.org, and one of our classmates shared this website. And it's great because it gives you posters depending on the age group. This poster happens to be for elementary school students. There's another poster for 6th through 12th grade. And these you can post in the classrooms, print it in color, make them bigger. Another thing that's great is if they have curriculums based on grade levels, so K through 5, 6 through 8, 9 through 12, excuse me. And so I'm going to go ahead and just click on the K through 5. I'm a fifth grade teacher, so this is the one I'm interested in. And so if you notice in this page, this page is great because it has, you can get textbooks or you can get the printable curriculum. There's also videos. They're quick little videos that go along with the lessons that they have for us. And then there's, of course, more educational resources that we could use. when we were teaching digital citizenship to our students. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the printable curriculum. Now, in this curriculum, it's great. It's going to be covering these things: internet safety, privacy and security, relationships and communication, cyberbullying, digital footprint and reputation, self-image and identity, information literacy, creative credit, and copyright. So it has units by grade level. So this is a K2 unit, so Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. And it has lessons within those units. And then 3 through 5, Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. I just started teaching this to our students. This was something that it just came to mind this last trimester, and so I had a little bit of time, and I only taught 2 lessons, and I actually taught the Rings of Responsibility and the Power of Words with our students. So if you click on the lessons, it'll take you to where it says download lesson materials, and you need to sign up for the website, and it's free, and it's great because it'll then, you know, when you type in your email, it'll ask you for your password. You type it again because I forgot it, and then you sign in, and then it'll ask, I guess you just have to click it again. And when you do that, you can see the lessons. So this is the lesson of Rings of Responsibilities. Now, if you notice, it is Common Core aligned, which is great. So it'll give you the Common Core standards that it's aligned for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. The vocabulary words that the students will encounter. It gives you the learning objectives, the overview, the essential questions, materials, anything you would have to prepare. It'll give you an introduction, things to teach, and questions to ask, and so on and so forth. And it'll have the little wrap-up activity, and then it also has like things for the students, like activities for the students to use or to do. And I really like because they have like some sort of assessment to see if the students understood the lesson. So different forms of assessment. And I actually use some of these questions as an assessment tool, and I'll show you in a little bit how I did that. So this is a sample of like one of the lesson plans. I, modified it to my students. I changed some things. Some things that I know my students would like and understand, and they had a great time. We had a really good time doing this lesson. So this was a great example. Actually, on the website, I provided a sample of this lesson plan, and I embedded it in the website, so you can actually download it or print it from there. So that's a great thing. So again, you can access. I like the. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me go back to where we were. Here we go. So it has different lesson plans, and it kind of gives you an idea of like how to sequence the lessons. Of course, you can probably change them around depending on what you're comfortable with teaching or what you think your students need. But it's there for you, so you don't have to invent brand new lessons. You can modify them to the needs of your students and also the needs of your school. It depends where your school is at too. Again, they have 6 through 8 and all that great stuff. So this is a Common Sense website that I use for digital citizenship, and I think it's a great resource for us. Now, I just want to show you just really quickly on what we did with the lessons. So for the lesson that you just saw, the Rings of Responsibility, I went ahead and had the students access their wiki, and they created a page. And there's just 2 questions. What are 2 responsibilities you have in the online world? If you can think of two things or more, that would be great, I told the students. And also, are there other responsibilities that you have to both others online and offline? So we were talking about our responsibilities that we have to ourselves, to our friends and family, and to our community. So we were talking about things offline first, so they could understand what our responsibility was and how we have responsibilities to different people or entities. And then we started relating it to the online world. So one of the students, I wanted to share this. It says, one responsibility I have in the online world is to not post inappropriate pictures. Another responsibility I have is to always sign out of my account, so privacy stuff. Another responsibility I have is to not put any personal information. We talked about how there's some information that just does not need to be posted, and people don't need to know. Um, it says the second one, what are other responsibilities that you have to others both online and offline? One responsibility is to not have tag friends and family that don't want to be tagged. We talked about being considerate of others. Another responsibility is to be compassionate to friends and family. Um, and so this is was my assessment to see if the students understood the lesson and if they can list some examples. So, and this is a poster that we have, and then the range of responsibility. Now, another um, tool that I used to teach this lesson was using Padlet. And with that, I posted the prompt. And this was for our lesson on power of words. And it says, why do you think it's a bad idea to send mean or scary messages? So students were talking about how words do have an impact on us and how we remember things way, way, way later. And so they shared their ideas of why they thought it was going to be a bad idea to send mean or scary messages online. And so Padlet was a great tool too to teach, to see if they understood the lesson on digital citizenship. So um, again, I think this is a great starting point. I'm sure there's other websites, but I really found this to be a very concise in very order. It has an order to it. There's a sequence, a scope and sequence of things. And so, I mean, it starts from K through 12. So we can start this starting in kindergarten. So I think this would be a great idea to start introducing our younger friends that, when they go on the internet, there are certain responsibilities that they have. And I'm sure that when they're younger, parents monitor them a little bit more. But for them to build some consciousness, I think that's the point of digital citizenship. That they understand that they belong to not only themselves at home, but to a larger community as well. And they have their roles and responsibilities. So that's basically what Common Sense Media is about and what my project is about this session. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something new. Um, and I'm really thankful for your time. Have a great day.